Welcome to the jungle. Why understanding development rocks? Ever wonder how we transform from clueless infants to somewhat functioning adults? That's developmental psychology, my friends. It's the study of how our minds and behaviors evolve throughout life. Think of it as the ultimate self-help guide, but with more science and less cheesy motivational quotes. Understanding development is like having a cheat sheet for life. It helps us make sense of those awkward teenage years, yours and everyone else's, navigate the challenges of adulthood, and appreciate the wisdom and occasional forgetfulness of our elders. Plus, knowing how kids tick can make you a parenting rock star, or at least help you avoid major meltdowns in the cereal aisle. So, buckle up as we explore the fascinating world of developmental psychology, where we'll uncover the secrets of how we become who we are. Piaget's Playbook, From Goo-Goo to I Think, Therefore I Am. First up, we have Jean Piaget, the godfather of cognitive development. Piaget was all about how our thinking skills evolve from infancy to adulthood. He broke it down into 4 stages, each more mind-blowing than the last. Stage 1, sensoromotor, birth to 2 years. Babies are like tiny scientists, exploring the world through their senses and motor skills. They learn that objects exist even when they can't see them. Peekaboo, anyone? And start experimenting with cause and effect, like dropping food on the floor repeatedly. Stage 2, pre-operational, 2 to 7 years. Kids become masters of pretend play, using symbols to represent objects and ideas. They're also pretty egocentric, assuming everyone sees the world as they do. Hence the classic, but it's not fair, meltdown when things don't go their way. Stage 3, concrete operational, 7 to 11 years. Logic kicks in. Kids start thinking more systematically, understanding concepts like conservation, that the amount of liquid doesn't change when poured into a different shaped glass, and reversibility, that you can undo actions. Stage 4, formal operational, 11 years and up. Abstract thinking emerges, allowing teens to ponder hypothetical situations, solve complex problems, and engage in deep philosophical debates, or at least argue about why they need a later curfew. Erikson's epic stages from trust falls to finding your tribe. Erikson, the maestro of psychosocial development, believed our personality develops through 8 stages. Each stage is marked by a unique crisis shaping our sense of self and relationships. Stage 1, trust versus mistrust. Responsive caregivers build trust. Neglect leads to insecurity. Stage 2, autonomy versus shame and doubt. Toddlers strive for independence. Stage 3, initiative versus guilt. Encouragement fosters purpose. Criticism leads to guilt. Stage 4, industry versus inferiority. Success fosters industry. Struggles lead to inferiority. Stage 5, identity versus role confusion. Teens experiment with roles to find their identity. Stage 6, intimacy versus isolation. Young adults seek close relationships. Stage 7, generativity versus stagnation. Adults focus on giving back. Stage 8, integrity versus despair. Older adults reflect on their lives. Last but not least, we have Lawrence Kohlberg, the champion of moral development. Kohlberg explored how our sense of right and wrong evolves over time. He proposed 3 levels of moral reasoning, each with 2 stages. Level 1, pre-conventional morality, typically found in young children, where rules are seen as external and unchangeable. Moral decisions are based on avoiding punishment or gaining rewards. Level 2, conventional morality, typically emerges in middle childhood and adolescence. The focus shifts to conforming to social norms and maintaining law and order. Good behavior pleases others and upholds societal expectations. Level 3, post-conventional morality may emerge in adulthood, but not everyone reaches this level. Individuals develop their own ethical principles based on abstract concepts like justice, fairness, and human rights. Think of Kohlberg's stages as levels in a video game. You start off as a moral newbie, following the rules to avoid getting game over. As you level up, you become more aware of the nuances of right and wrong, eventually developing your own moral compass. Now here's the kicker. Cognitive, psychosocial, and moral development don't happen in isolation. They're like instruments in an orchestra, each playing a vital role in the grand symphony of human development. Imagine a child learning to share, like an Erikson stage of initiative. Their ability to understand another child's perspective, aligning with Piaget's concrete operational stage, and their developing sense of fairness, according to Kohlberg's conventional morality, all contribute to this milestone. So, why should you care about developmental psychology? Because it's not just theoretical mumbo-jumbo, it has real-world applications. Understanding developmental stages can help us be better parents, teachers, and caregivers. It helps us communicate more effectively with people of all ages, navigate our own personal growth and development, advocate for policies that support children and families, and appreciate the incredible journey of human development. And that, my friends, is just the tip of the developmental iceberg. There's so much more to explore, from the role of genetics and environment to the latest research on brain development. So, stay tuned for more exciting adventures in the world of developmental psychology, because understanding how we grow and change is the key to living richer, more meaningful lives.